Well, that was then. Now they're telling you the truth. No, you lie, 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 lie. And why do they do all this? Because they hate Donald Trump. So he's looking at all of the institutions that allow these crazy ideas that don't have any popular support to be mainstream. And that's why they hate him so much. People are sick of racial divisiveness. They're sick of the DEI canon that says, if I'm part of the 30% Marxist binary oppressed victimizers, then by definition, I cannot be an oppressor and I cannot be a victimizer. The left feels that victimized people by statute or by de facto can do anything they want. They can never be victimizers. So the left, everybody should remember, they're capable of anything. This comes on the tail. I thought, did you learn anything about Russian collusion? Did you learn anything about Kevin Kleinsmith forging documents for FISA courts? Did you learn anything about the crooked career of James Comey? Did you learn anything about lying about the laptop, saying it was Russian? Did you learn anything that the FBI had it for a year and didn't tell anybody? Did you learn anything that the FBI partnered with Twitter to suppress the news? Did you learn anything that Anthony Blinken helped round up 51 people to lie their heads off to the American people, that the laptop was made in Russia or something? Do they ever say, I'm sorry? We're just supposed to... Well, that was then. Now they're telling you the truth. No, you lie, 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 lie. And why do they do all this? Because they hate Donald Trump. Because he is the first Republican in my lifetime that is waging a 360-degree, 24/7 counter-revolution. What do I mean by that? It's not that I'm going to close the border alone. It's not going to get away, do with the racist DEI, do away with it. It's not that we're going to try to restore deterrence abroad. It's not that I'm going to address I'm going to address the mechanisms by all of which this aberration happened. I'm going to look at the court system and lawfare. I'm going to look at the foundations that fund all these people and say they're nonpartisan. I'm going to attack some of them. I'm going to look especially at the universities who are getting away with racism, taking foreign money, not declaring it, not respecting the First Amendment, the Fourth Amendment, Fifth Amendment, Sixth Amendment. I'm going to look at the whole student loan process. I'm going to look at violence committed against students, dorms, racists, and I'm going to look at the media, NPR, PBS. So he's looking at all of the institutions that allow these crazy ideas that don't have any popular support to be mainstream. And that's why they hate him so much. Reagan didn't even do it. Neither of the Bushes did it. There's not going to be, I don't know, I don't see, to go back to that Rasmussen poll of the first 100 days, 62% of Hispanics thought Donald Trump was doing a good job and should continue doing so. 39% of African Americans agreed. All the other left-wing polls said Trump is suffering from historic anger. He's not. And the point that I'm making is part of his support is people are sick of racial divisiveness. They're sick of the DEI canon that says, if I'm part of the 30% Marxist binary oppressed victimizers, then by definition, I cannot be an oppressor and I cannot be a victimizer. So now we have this whole explosive idea of race, 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 race. Fannie Willis, remember when she got in a jam? Well, you don't understand black people. We use cash all the time. So, of course, I don't have receipts, even though I hired my boyfriend and we toured the country and on a cruise and we built the government, my agency. But you're racist for thinking that you don't understand that blacks always pay cash. And then we go to Latita James, a proud black woman. Yes, I said that my father I was married to him, and yes, I tried to claim 2 different residences to get a tax break, and yes, I lied on a loan application, which I fined Donald Trump $375 million for, but I'm a proud black woman, and there you go. So people, and then we had the Caitlin Clark, Angela Reese little tiff, when Angela Reese kind of hit somebody and knocked her down. So then to stop her from scoring when she was undefended, Caitlin Reese did what they all do. They just slapped her on the arm so she wouldn't score easy and got a foul. And then Angela Reese then
started chasing her, didn't she?
Yeah, well, and then she commented they have a real problem if you think about the Women's Basketball Association. The majority of players are black, but with the entrance of Caitlin Clark, the majority of the spectators are now white. And it's not because she's white, it's because she's probably the best woman basketball player in a generation. So she's bringing in enormous revenue. So what are they going to do when all of these PC overseers of these national professional leagues, they always say they're so, take a knee, the NFL does it, they're all DEI. So what are you going to do when you have a black woman who used a racial slur, white gal? And why did she do that? Because the left feels that victimized people by statute or by de facto can do anything they want. They're exempt. They can never be victimizers. So we have Jasmine Crockett saying, they don't. Basically, she was in an interview and she's thinking, brilliant people like me won't ever be nominated. She didn't mention that AOC right now is leading in the polls for their future standard bearer. So she says, they're just looking for a safe white boy, just a safe white boy. What if they had said, what if you, instead of saying that Kamala Harris was a DEI candidate, you just said, oh, they just wanted some old black girl? What would happen to you? And then we had that tape that came up from Ilhan Omar about white men, or it was racist. I could go on, but you're getting this new frustration that after all the DEI and all the special preferences and all the exemptions, people are tired of it. And so now they think it's fine to use racial epithets and slurs. White boy, white gal, white. And it's only going to dig deeper. They've already lost the white working class. They'll never get it back. Meanwhile, Donald Trump is saying, it's class. I'm your huckleberry. If you're a Hispanic painter, I'm your huckleberry. I shouldn't say huckleberry. That's kind of your foe. But I'm your hero because I have more in common with the white working class than the white working class has with Chuck Schumer. I have more in common, and I'm going to help you more than the Hispanics class than AOC. And I have a lot more empathy and worry more about the black inner city and middle class than does Jasmine Crockett. And he's taken race out of the equation and created class, and the Democrats go, oh my God, we've so slurred, victimized the white class and made fun of them. They don't like us anymore. They're voting 57% against us, so we need 90%, and we don't have it anymore. If Trump can get a signature peace deal or the Middle East or with Iran somehow, and the economy takes off with all this investment, he could actually pick up seats, which we haven't seen since 2002 in the midterm. People didn't mention that one of the reasons he got a deal from China wasn't just that anybody who has a $1.1 trillion deficit like we do, what more can they do to us? But if you have a $1.1 trillion surplus and your economy depends on it, you are vulnerable. Number one, there's 11,000 students in China, Americans. There's 300,000 here. They don't have to be here. They're here for one purpose. The Chinese government pays their way so they bring back technological expertise. And they don't have to spend as much on R&D because they're getting it from us. And Europe, there's thousands on green cards, and thousands came illegally. So Trump is just sitting there thinking, now let's think about South Africa. There's a lot of students here in the United States from South Africa. There's very few of us over there. If you were white, would you want to go over to that country? It's got one of the highest rates, and it seems to be race-specific especially. And number two, do we need South African students here? Do we need their market? They're going to shut us out of the South African market? Oh my God. Oh, maybe they have oil. No, they don't. So what is there? So Trump is thinking, well, why do they have this sense that they just come over here and tell me, what to do, and they lie, and they just passed a law that said there's not going to be any compensation for confiscated land. It's aimed at the white farmer class, and the only reason, and then they're going to say if it's in the eminent domain. And he said, well, that's like the United States. No, it's not like the United States. If you want to build a highway through somebody's property, it's adjudicated. High-speed rail made a lot of farmers millionaires here in the valley because they had to compensate. You're not going to give them anything